Pluton is not what we thought, and in fact is going to shake up the entire One Piece world. Even more importantly, we are now starting to get an idea of what the weapon actually is and how it could work. We thought for the longest time that Pluton was a technologically advanced battleship, something that seemed to be confirmed over and over again throughout the series. But as many have pointed out, it seems that Pluton is in fact a creature, and we know this partially because of revelation in chapter 1138. Within the verses of the Harley, we can see that in the first world, the Earth God was upset and unleashed a giant serpent. The serpent was said to be made of hellfire, and after being unleashed, covered the world in darkness and death. Aside from being a great introduction to an epic segment on its own, this tells us a lot. For one thing, this serpent was composed of hellfire, but in the image it looks solid. So this means it might be that it was composed of a material and could project hellfire. Or instead, it might mean that hellfire referred to overwhelming firepower, as in weapons. It's also worth noting that in this description, the serpent, it came from the earth, which keeps in mind that Pluton is the Roman god of the underworld, but the extent of the serpent's relevance continues far beyond that, because who else has relations to serpents in the series? We know that serpents are a reoccurring theme throughout the series, but some places they appear more frequently. The first of these is Amazon Lily, where snakes are such an important part of culture that the queen is called a snake princess. Snakes are also used as part of the architecture and even to pull their pirate ship. But most people don't realize that this island might actually share a relationship with another prominent island in Alabasta, as Amazon Lily might have been founded by Nefertiti Lily. We see a lot of snakes in Alabasta architecture as well, and Alabasta is based on Egypt, particularly ancient Egypt, and their mythology, where snakes feature quite heavily. We also know that a lot of people tend to associate Pluton with Alabasta. That's why Crocodile was trying to take over the country, because that's what he wanted to obtain. But it gets even better than that. If it's true that Pluton is connected to Vivi's family, perhaps even controlling it like how Shirahoshi can control the Sea Kings, then we have another available ancient weapon. You can get more on this idea from the Dax Sake video that I'll put up right here, and you can check out after this one is done. You also have to keep in mind that because if Vivi's family can control the weapon, we know where it is. We've known where Pluton has been for quite a while now, as we know that it is located beneath Wano thanks to Odin's dad and telling Robin and Law at the same time. He also informed them that he had no way to get access to it. It's also worth noting that no detail was given as to how it got into this location, but we kind of have an idea of how it might have gotten there, because we know that Nefertiti Lily commissioned the Kozuki clan to make the first poneglyphs. So we might be able to make the logical deduction that while she was in Wano doing that, she hid her ancient weapon underneath the island. It also seems likely that she did this at the same time, as there are clues on how to find Pluton hidden within the poneglyphs. We know that because Robin read about it the first time in Alabasta. But this location also means that the weapon itself could be waking up right now. As of the end of Wano, both Kaido and Big Mom were sent crashing down into a volcano located deep below Wano. Now, if we look at the description of the serpent, it emerged from the earth and was made of perhaps, or coated in, hellfire. Sounds an awful lot like a volcano to me, and that might make sense considering we know there's one right underneath Wano. But this also means that the battle and the subsequent use of the Drums of Liberation might very well have started to cause it to wake up. But if that's true, how come we haven't seen it? And the answer is simple. It doesn't have its master yet. It has been mentioned multiple times that Pluton is quote-unquote sleeping where it was hidden. And if we think about Sea Kings, they don't really do a lot without Shirahoshi directing them to do so. So if Pluton's last orders were to sleep or to hibernate, then it needs new orders to fully awaken and bring us back around to Vivi. If the theories are right and Vivi is the new master of Pluton, then that explains why Emu is so interested in her. It also makes it vital that she stays out of world government control and make it to Elbaf to rejoin Luffy. All three ancient weapons are more than likely going to be appearing in the final saga, but how they will be used could make a big difference, as if Emu has control, then we can expect them to be devastating various islands throughout the One Piece world. Conversely, Pluton might function as a tool of liberation for the One Piece world, either being able to destroy the Red Line, meaning that all four seas and the Grand Line would be connected. That would mean that a number of dreams and prophecies would come true in the One Piece world, and possibly improve the lives of various people around it. It could also hypothetically be used to reduce the flooding of the One Piece world. There is an effect that we still don't entirely understand, but it is strange that when an island in One Piece is destroyed, the water level rises rather than decreases. Now, at the end of the series, the world might very well flood even further as more weapons and powers are used. This would probably look like an extreme version of what is happening at Water 7, where it constantly floods with gigantic waves, except even larger. Now, it is possible that this weapon could provide some hope in this instance because based on references to the larger structure within the One Piece world, it might be possible for Pluton to dig relief holes or drainage to pour some of this continuously flowing water back into the world itself, lowering the water level. Of course, it could also be used to do either or neither of these things. Oda has a good ability to come out of the blue and surprise us, and we can only guess so far into the future. If you like this theory, go ahead and subscribe and like the video if you want more.